To every listener who made this possible, this is your station, KBLA Talk 1580, Progressive Talk, Los Angeles, loud.
Happy anniversary!
Yo, Chuck, what's the move, man? I was on my way up here to the studio, you know what I'm saying? And this brother stopped me and asked me, yo, what's up with that brother Chucky D? He sway nice. I said, yo, the brother don't sway nice. He knows he's nice, you know what I'm saying? So, Chuck, I got a feeling you turning into a public enemy, man. Now, remember that line you was kicking to me on the way out to LA, Lawrence and Queens, while we was in the car on the way to the shop? Well, yo, right now, kick the bass for them brothers and let them know what goes on.
What goes on? Well, yeah, put it up on the board. Another rapper shot down from the mouth that roared. 1, 2, 3, down for the count. The result of my lyrics, oh yes, no doubt. Cold rock rap, 49er supreme is what I choose and I use. I never lose to a team, cause I can go solo like a Tyson photo. Make the fly girls wanna have my photo. Run in a room, hang it on the wall in remembrance that I rock them all. Suckers, ducks, so MCs who can't rock the kids, so go cut the cheese. Take this application of rhymes like these. My rap's red hot, 110 degrees. So don't start basing, I'll start placing. Bet on that you'll be disgracing. You and your mind for my beat, for my rhymes. A time for a crime that I can't find. I show you my gun, my Uzi weighs a ton because I'm public enemy number one.
Welcome in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Black Music Month. Shout out to Public Enemy. Public Enemy number 1. Dedicated to our theme tonight. Public image under pressure. Donald Trump, that is. So listen, as always, we're going to get into all of the trending topics and headlines burning up your timeline today. We're talking the arena, the anniversary stage, the mental health reveal, and comedy backlash, all coming back to one question. When the spotlight hits, who's dictating the narrative? So tonight, it's when entertainment stops just being entertainment, because at Madison Square Garden, the NBA Finals turned into sports, politics, celebrity row, security, heartbreak. Knicks in 5. And Stephen A. Smith doing what Stephen A. Smith does best, making himself part of the game without even suiting up. Right? Then we're talking Jay-Z. He is expanding his 30-year celebration from Yankee Stadium to Paris and Los Angeles. That's not just a concert announcement. We're going to get into why I feel it's more than just an announcement. We are also talking Amanda Seales. She is opening up about previously experiencing harmful thoughts, wanting to harm herself. And, whether people like her or not, I think this type of transparency matters. So we're going to talk about that, And if there's time, we're going to get into Luenell weighing in on the Netflix roast Fallout. She has something to say. So, we do around here, facts, context, and culture. Let's get into it. First up, our convo starters. Now, the Knicks had Celebrity Row acting like it was getting the Met Gala vibes with a shot clock. Everybody was in the building as the Knicks go for their first championship title in 50 years. It's the first championship game in the Garden since 99, right? And they were trying to go up 3-0, obviously, and lost 115-111. But look, Spike Lee, Tracy Morgan, Ben Stiller, Timothy Chalamet, Dave Chappelle, Fat Joe, the usual Garden suspects. Tina Fey was dressed like, she was screaming defense from Breakfast On. She was suited up. DJ Khaled, Derek Jeter, Larry David, Jay-Z with his sacred blowout, baby.
They put LA to shame.
They showed up and showed
They
out
for a loss.
Right? So they lost in front of every famous New Yorker, though. But that's okay. That's okay. They had Cardi B performing at halftime, giving that bodega baddie energy. And Cardi did her job, but the Knicks, that's a different conversation.
Hate to break it to y'all. They losing tomorrow, too.
You think so?
They going to San Antonio tied 2-2.
So Knicks in 7?
Spurs in 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're going to see. I mean, I'm interested. Like I said, it's been a good series thus far. Last night's game was good. So I'm excited. All right. We talk about this every summer. So if you were planning a trip to SeaWorld San Diego with the kiddies, the concert series has kicked off. Last week it was Yin Yang Twins. This weekend, Genuine. Coming up, Bow Wow and them Franchise Boys. The 27th is the Pop 2000 Tour with Chris Kilpatrick, O-Town, Ryan Cabrera, and LFO. E40, July 11th. Ashanti, July 18th. Soulja Boy and Paul Wall, July 25th. August 1st, Jordan Sparks, and August 8th, Too Short and Warren G. You trying to head down to SeaWorld to see Shamu and some hip-hop? Sounds like a good time to me, right? This lineup is like your old ringtone come to life, BET Spring Bling, you know? First Club kicks all on the calendar, so I'm here for it. Shout out to SeaWorld for keeping this going. I think it's good. And one last thing before we come forward, Clarissa the Quote Shields had a few words to say about Remy Ma's alleged subliminal diss. It wasn't very subliminal. It was very targeted and heavy. She said on X that if someone is not saying her name, she is not taking it as a diss. But if they do say her name, she is ready to respond. Her line was, just say my name like Destiny's Child, right? So I guess Clarissa's saying, I don't fight shadows, but if you step in the ring, I got gloves and a pen. But I don't think you ready for Remy Ma. Remy got bars. Go find that feature. It's on the Max B and French Montana single remix, Flames. All right, when we come forward, I'm also going to give you the details about Apple's new feature that might just activate those that are into creeping. All that more when we come forward.
I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay, house nigga, don't fuck with me. I'm a field nigga, go shine cutlery. Go play the quarters where the butlers be. I'ma play the corners where the hustlers be. I told them, please don't die over the neighborhood.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
For 70 years, the Humane Society of the United States has worked to end animal cruelty. Now, we're continuing that mission as Humane World for Animals, because we work around the globe to care for animals who are suffering today. And we tackle the root causes of cruelty for a kinder tomorrow. We are Humane World for Animals, and together we can make a difference. Help make change for animals. Visit humaneworld.org.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Let's celebrate.
Y'all did it!
Loving each other, needing each other.
Hey, Los Angeles. KBLA Talk 1580 is turning 5, and we're celebrating in a big way.
Oh my God!
Join us Friday, June 19th, Juneteenth, 4 to 7 p.m. at the Beehive for our 5th anniversary bash and Juneteenth celebration. We're talking surprise celebrity guests, a special presentation, and a major announcement you will not want to miss.
I can't wait to hear it.
Plus, live music, dancing, games, and enough food and drink to keep the party going.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Of course, you're welcome to bring your own picnic basket, blanket, and lawn chair. And the best part, it's completely free. But here's the thing. You've got to sign up in advance. Space is limited, so don't wait. Head to KBLA1580.com right now and lock in your spot. Friday, June 19th, The Beehive, KBLA Talk 1580. 5 years strong, and we're just getting started.
Happy anniversary, KBLA! Yeah, man.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You ready to shake it? I went deaf on it. Ever since you left me, more money, more cars, more shows. Ever since you left me, more diamonds, more gold, more motion, more. I went deaf on it. I went deaf on it. All I need is one night.
You gon' have to splurge on it.
All I need is one night.
Whip in a purse.
I went deaf on the deaf.
This New York City, French, Max, B, Remy, always the one, never the two. Told him find something stupid to play with, he picked you. Since I've been gone, it's so crazy. I put a do-rag on and got wavy. I'm that went orange with black tips. I'm with Fox on the whack. Drunk off Dom, Poppy on E. Can't keep his rich baller hands off me. Both in the club, high singing off key like. Come pick up your clothes.
I went deaf on deaf.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Clarissa, Remy was definitely talking to you. I'm sorry. All right. You know how it goes down. If at any point during this conversation you want to get in on it, 800-920-1580. That's the number that you can dial. You can also hit us up on social media, KBLA 1580. I'm at Stiletto Jill everywhere. I'll let your girl say hi. And of course, get the visual to go along with this audio experience. Hop in the YouTube chat with the VIPs. Shout out to them. There's a whole community happening there. All right, now it is Tuesday, so that means I'm not breaking down these topics alone. I am joined by the host of the Black Press USA Morning Show, producer, director, all of the things, Miss Niele Anderson. Welcome back, Niele.
Peace and love, everybody. What's happening? And I love a good chat. And I'm going to start chiming in, too, because, you know, I like to talk in the chat.
The chat be chatting. They got a lot of opinions. Shout out to them. Okay, so listen, before we get into the topics, I said I wanted to put you up on game about a new feature dropping in Apple. So Apple has announced that one of the new iPhone updates, including Apple Intelligence upgrades, right, Siri changes, Apple Music updates, photo reframing, bill splitting through Apple Pay, all of the things. But the feature that has a lot of people chatting is a beta change to Find My, right? So previously, people could be notified if someone stopped sharing their location with you, if you're into sharing location. Now users are reportedly seeing a hide option that may allow them to pause or hide their location sharing for a set time or indefinitely without alerting the other individual. Now, people are split. Some say it protects privacy. Others say it's about to be sponsored by I Was Asleep, Babe. Parents are also raising the obvious concerns about what happens when kids can quietly hide their location. You know, Apple said privacy. The group chat said cheating. Both things can be true depending upon whose phone is at 2%. So we will have to see. But that's where we're at with it. Just want to put you guys up on game.
It's too much. I don't like all the upgrades. I don't like all the changes. When my phone is set, I like it the way it is. And when you keep telling me I have to change things, especially like even on Instagram, stop tweaking.
Oh, they're always going to tweak.
Stop tweaking.
Listen. I don't turn on my location. For what?
Every now and then I will.
I mean, there's been some, but like.
But I've only done it like 2 or 3 times in my life, right?
Yeah, I don't feel the need. All right, let's get into the Stephen A. Smith versus Trump beef and the Knicks. You know, the NBA Finals became a political talk show. Sounds about on brand for 2026. Stephen A. Smith blamed President Trump for disrupting the Knicks' mojo, while Trump questioned Stephen A.'s IQ. And somehow Game 3 of the NBA Finals turned into First Take with Secret Service. All right. Everybody wanted camera time, but the Knicks were really the only ones who had to live with the scoreboard doing this, right? So Stephen A. has said that Trump brought bad juju into the Madison Square Garden, where the Spurs defeated the Knicks 115-111, cutting the Knicks series lead to 2-1. This was the first NBA Finals game, obviously, we've talked about at Madison Square Garden since '99, and the atmosphere was already historic and chaotic, right? So President Trump attended to the game, and he watched from Knicks owner James Dolan's suite, and his appearance triggered a lot of mixed reaction in the arena, especially when he was shown on the Jumbotron. And Stephen A. had already said before the game that Trump had no business showing up in New York City for Game 3. He called it selfish and disruptive because of the security and spectacle that comes with a sitting president attending a major event, right? After the Knicks lost, Stephen A. doubled down on First Take, saying he blamed Trump because the president disrupted our mojo. So we're going to listen to Trump and what he had to say about Stephen A.
About running for president. He said he would blame you if the Knicks lost the game. How do you respond to that?
I think he's a nice guy, but you need a certain aptitude to run for president. You need a high IQ. I'm not sure that Stephen has that. I don't think he does, actually.
So Trump said Stephen A. doesn't have a high IQ and that he couldn't be president, but he can.
Well, I mean, that's how he does every black person or woman.
Facts.
So, I mean, it's just on brand with him. Racist, disrespectful. I mean, and Stephen A. is not a friend of the village or the cookout. But at the same time, he's still the same color as us. And that's how Trump treats people of color and women.
So Stephen A. responded on ESPN basically saying he would put his IQ against Trump's any day and asking why Trump has been running from talking to him.
Well, I do think Stephen A. Smith is smarter than Donald Trump. I do. I believe that.
So we're going to listen to...
Now we got 2 clips now.
Right. So should we listen to... We should listen to...
Let's listen to Stephen A. blaming Donald Trump
first
for the Knicks loss before he
get
talks
into
about
his
the
response.
IQ.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? Our president showed up in New York City last night. And needless to say, what I feared would happen ended up happening. The New York Knicks lost. And obviously, I'm blaming him. Why am I blaming him, ladies and gentlemen? It's very, very simple. Because the president disrupted our mojo. I've said this on many occasions over the last 24 hours, and I'm saying it again. The man messed things up. Now, why did I bring this up? Why was it important for me to discuss this? There's several reasons. Number one, the New York Knicks haven't won a title since 1973. At that time, our president was 26 years of age. He was not a toddler. He was not a child. He was there. He was there in 70 when Willis Reed walked through the tunnel. He was there in 1973 when Walt Clyde Frazier dropped 30-plus in a Game 7. He knows over the last 53 years we haven't had a moment to celebrate since that period in time. And he knows how miserable New York fans have been. Why? Because he's a Queens native. He's from this area. He knows exactly what New Yorkers have been through, and he didn't care. Why would I bring up the importance of him not caring? Because, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know, 3,578,599 people in the state of New York voted for this man. That equated to 43.3%. Was it enough to win New York from an electoral college standpoint? No, but it was enough to give the Republican Party about a 10% jump over the Democrats in terms of what it was compared to 2020. New Yorkers have looked out for this man. I thought he was supposed to be looking out for us. He wants to sit up there and talk about my low IQ. We'll get to that in a second, because that part really, really made me laugh. But wait for that. Instead, let me stick to the New York Knicks for a quick second here. Not only did we lose the game, did you see traffic? Did you see the watch party that wasn't outside of Madison Square Garden? Did you see thousands upon thousands of faithful New York Knicks fans that were forced to remove themselves from the area? They're going to sit there and tell you there was some condensed area that was blocked off. I was on 25th Street. I couldn't get through it with my car. I was on 39th Street. I saw cars that couldn't get through. From 6th Avenue to 9th Avenue, you had people complaining about how hectic it was because this barricade, this blockage, this wall that was being built by folks for the garden because of the climate that existed. Somehow, some way, it was there to protect him. And guess what he was doing during the game, ladies and gentlemen? Go online, look at the videos. I'm not going to accuse him of snoring because I wasn't in earshot. But the brother wasn't awake. He wasn't awake. If it was that important for you to be there, why did you look like you were asleep? Didn't you call our former President Joe Biden Sleepy Joe? Or what should we call you? Because you weren't awake.
He has time.
Meanwhile, the New York Knicks were blowing Game 3. Meanwhile, the New York Knicks, a team you pretend love, a team that you had season tickets to, a team that you have supported throughout the years, you turned your back on them. That's what you did for your own selfish, narcissistic motives. I told you if you showed up, what could potentially happen. And it ended up happening. And now the New York Knicks have to go back to San Antonio. Why? For Game 5. Why? Because you got in the way for your own selfish motives.
So that's what Stephen A. had to say about Donald Trump and the Knicks' loss. Okay. Here's the thing that he does make some valid points about, in addition to just, kind of lighting the president up in that way. With the president, there comes extra security. There's different camera shots. There's a lot more chaos in the building. It's a longer process to get in some instances. So it is disruptive. That is why, from what I'm aware of, correct me if I'm wrong, no active president, while they were active in the House, has gone to an NBA Finals game before this.
Right. Presidents have gone to games, but not NBA Finals.
Right. So, look, Trump is going to do what Trump is going to do. And as you pointed out, it's not new, him taking shots at people's intelligence when
certain people,
women and black people specifically. Let's hear what Stephen A. had to say about Trump questioning his IQ.
You want to talk about IQ? I could say I put my IQ up against yours any day of the week. I could go one better. I could ask you why you've been running from me the last year since I wanted to talk to you. Uh-oh. I could ask you to debate me since you think you that dude, okay? We can go a myriad of ways with all of this, but I'm not going to let you off the hook because none of that is important. I do appreciate the fact that you called me a nice guy because, shh, don't tell anybody. But I actually am a very nice guy until you tug at me a little bit. And then after that, I got to show my other side. And my other side came out last night when I recognized that businesses that are accustomed to being patronized were compromised by you because you showed up. The crowd that surrounded the Madison Square Garden and its surrounding areas, you compromised. I thought you were about the economy. I thought you were about helping New Yorkers because you love New York. I thought you were about making money for people. What happened to the parking garages? How much money did they make? What happened to the local restaurants in the immediate vicinity of Madison Square Garden? How much money did they make? We know you've made a lot of money. We know you keep making money. But have the New York Knicks benefited? The answer to that would happen to be no. This is a sports show, so I won't go any further than that other than to say, Brunson played better when you weren't there. Mikal Bridges played better when you weren't there. Karl Anthony Towns played better when you weren't there. Landry Shamet played better when you weren't there. The crowd was festive, hyped, and more intimidating when you weren't there. Businesses were thriving before you showed up. Parking garages were being fed before you showed up. There was noise reverberating off the walls of Madison Square Garden before you showed up. And this is what you've done. I thought you were a New Yorker, Mr. President. I thought you cared. I thought it mattered to you. Gotham City, the New York Knicks, the erasing of a 53-year drought. I thought that mattered to you. Evidently it didn't. And you know how we know? Because you actually talking about coming back for Game 4. Why would you do that when you couldn't stay awake? It's clear you need your rest, isn't it? The New York Knicks need it too. Give New Yorkers a break. Stay at the White House. Go to Mar-a-Lago. Go to Bedminster. Do whatever it is that you gotta do. Just stay the hell away from the New York Knicks for the rest of this series. Pretty please with sugar on top. That's my sports version. More extensive analysis of your betrayal to New Yorkers will come a little bit later on my own platform outside of New York City in ESPN. Stay tuned.
Milk it.
Stephen A. So, you know, this is two media animals recognizing each other, but Stephen A. got BTA jumping off with that. And, you know, Trump is, I'm sure, heard that, well, he was asked the question, but I know he knows that Stephen A. has political aspirations. So he's also doing the thing that he does as well, you know, taking a swipe at what he views could be a political foe at some point down the line. When we come forward, we're going to get into more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Way too much, I need a moment. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. Till then, that's the world's ours.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black Texas teen Carmelo Anthony has been sentenced to 35 years in prison after being convicted of murder. A jury found Anthony guilty Tuesday of stabbing and killing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf during a confrontation at a high school track meet in Frisco last year. Anthony must serve at least half of the sentence before becoming eligible for parole. Black Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass will not testify in the Palisades fire arson trial. The trial for Uber driver Jonathan Rendernecht began Monday with jury selection. He's accused of intentionally starting the Lockman fire, which became the deadly Palisades fire 6 days later. And Tiana Taylor will receive the Icon of the Year award at the 2026 BET Awards. The honor recognizes her cultural impact across music, film, and entertainment. Taylor recently won a Golden Globe for One Battle After Another and earned a Grammy nomination for Escape Room. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Wild Rivers is now open daily with over 25 slides and attractions for thrill seekers and lazy river chillers. Visit wildrivers.com for great values on season passes and daily tickets. That's wildrivers.com. Wild Rivers, where there's sun and fun for everyone.
Is this the takeover? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Serena Williams' comeback is off to a positive start. The 44-year-old Compton native won her doubles match Tuesday afternoon in the opening round of the HSBC Championships in London. Serena and Victoria Mboko defeated Nicole Melichar-Martinez and Erin Routliffe 7-6 and 6-2. This was Serena's first competition since she retired in July 2022 after competing in the U.S. Open. Serena says she has has no plans to play in the HSBC singles competition. Omar Atan of Somalia, one of the top soccer referees in the world, was denied entry into the U.S. Tuesday. Atan was scheduled to work first-round matches in the World Cup this weekend at SoFi Stadium. Customs agents stopped Atan at Miami International Airport after his flight from Istanbul. He was prohibited from making his connecting flight to L.A. because of what they called vetting concerns. Somalia is on the list of countries where citizens are not allowed to travel to the U.S. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
5 years ago, Los Angeles needed a voice, a real one, not polished, not cautious, not corporate. KBLA Talk 1580 showed up, and we haven't shut up since. 5 years of standing with workers, with communities, and with the truth. Happy 5th anniversary to every listener who made this possible. This is your station, KBLA Talk 1580, Progressive Talk, Los Angeles Loud.
Happy anniversary!
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
All I need is one mic.
With the KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm James Farr. $2.5 billion. Governor Gavin Newsom said it was there for fire survivors in Altadena and the Palisades. No strings attached. That was the promise. But the burning question is, where's it at? 18 months later, an NBC4 investigation came back with the numbers. The numbers don't answer the question, they deepen it. Where's it at? About $605 million has been spent, roughly 75% still not released. Where's it at? Roughly $14 million went to CHP overtime and ICE immigration protest response for crowd control. Not rebuilding homes, not rebuilding lives, but crowd control. Where's it at? Another $13 million went to the state health department for video campaigns, while fire survivors waited. While families in Altadena are still trying to put their lives back together, still trying to get housed, this is the hope gap and it's real. Where's it at? Southern California Edison is still in court, still fighting liability tied to the Eaton fire, still not accountable. Where's it at? 18 months later, Governor Newsom, where's it at? Because the truth is free, but the lie can be very expensive. And right now, fire survivors want to know what happened to no strings attached. And I've been saying on this mic for the past 18 months, somebody or somebodies didn't do their job. Now it's documented. Governor Newsom, listen closely. You didn't do your job. You didn't keep your promise. You held up the bill. Now stop holding up the money. You said no strings attached. Instead, you played on the people's heartstrings. Where's it at? See, Governor Newsom, even at the French Laundry, if it don't come out in the wash, it's sure enough gonna come out in the rinse, and the rinse cycle is here. With the KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm James Farr, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's a shame the way you mess around with your man. It's a shame the way you hurt me. It's a shame the way you mess around with your man. I'm so
locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. It's still Black Music Month.
That's right.
And of course, you know, Andy's always on theme, so it's a shame. It's all a shame. Neil, what are your thoughts on Trump and Stephen A. Smith and the back and forth?
Two narcissists, you know, going at it. I think Stephen A. Smith started slobbering once Donald Trump responded, because that opened the door. It's one thing for you to be talking at somebody, right? But it's one thing for them to talk to you so you could talk back, because you know they listening.
Right.
And so he was ready for that moment. And I'm kind of glad that's meeting your match. That's matching energy, you know?
Big facts. But I will say this to Stephen A. and anybody else. The Spurs won because they executed late, right? Like, let's be clear. Victor showed up.
Okay, Coach Jill with the X's and O's.
I'm just saying, to be fair, you know, San Antonio handled their garden moment. They looked like they might have had stars in their Spurs, but not in their eyes.
They bought out for sure, though.
So.
And they'll do the same in Game 4.
I want to see, I'm rooting for New York, but I want to see them win at home. So if that means they have to lose a couple to get back home, I need for them to make that sacrifice.
So they need to win Game 6 at home.
Right. It's going to mean, that's where the meaning comes from. You know, they're going to tear up, but I think they should win at home.
Andy?
Let's just break down the script right now.
Okay.
So I got the Spurs winning Game 4.
Okay.
It's going to be 2-2, right? They always say it's never a series until somebody wins on the road. So, yeah,
right.
New York already done did that Game 1. So now the Spurs got to return the favor.
Okay.
Y'all took 2 from us. We're going to take 2 from y'all. Now, this is when it switches back up, right? They go to San Antonio in Game 5. San Antonio is going to hold down home court.
But they always say whoever wins Game 5 wins the series.
They be saying that about Game 1 and Game 3 or whatnot. That could be the case, but, hey, that proves my point, because I got Spurs in 6. You feel me?
Okay.
So Spurs will go back home, Game 5, hold it down. Somebody finally wins at home, right? Spurs is up 3-2. Now, for my prediction, the Spurs will go to New York in Game 6 and finish it off, right? But the story line situation that'll make everything all
the script
writers would have the Knicks winning Game 6 at home, right? Everybody gets a taste of a victory at home.
Right.
And, you know, Game 7, whoever wins it all.
Boom, boom, bam.
Well, you know, I'm rooting for New York for personal reasons. Number one, I want to see Spike Lee win. I'm rooting for Jordan Woods. And then I love the story.
Karl Anthony Towns' fiance.
See, I'm rooting for totally different reasons. But Jalen Brunson and his dad. I think that is a beautiful story about how his dad played there. Now his dad is coaching him, and they're going to potentially win a ring together. I think that is super beautiful.
Shout out to Rick Brunson. He also played for the Clippers.
And the racial makeup of the squad, New York, is very New York, as
they
say.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
I mean,
I don't even know who plays on the team.
New York is a melting pot of races.
Right.
And there's literally like every country represented on that squad.
Ah, okay. I didn't know that.
Karl Anthony Towns, Dominican, and all that.
All right. So listen, speaking of New York, as mentioned earlier, Jay-Z and his blowout, shout out to Sacred. He is bringing his 30-year celebration on the road. Not just on the road. He's headed to Paris and SoFi Stadium because Hov does not just celebrate anniversaries, he turns them into institutions, right? So it's not a tour. It's not an artist chasing relevance. He is programming his own museum in these dates, right? So to speak. I not literally. Not literally. We don't know what he's putting in the show. But what I'm saying is it is 30 years of Jay-Z celebrating those 2 albums. What is it? The Blueprint and
Reasonable Doubt.
And Reasonable Doubt, which you know. Those are bops, right? And they're movement shifters as far as in hip hop. They mark very specific moments in hip hop and represent the changing of the sound, you know, the independent game, the culture, the expanding out. Because if you think about it, we started off the 90s calling MC Hammer a sellout because of Pepsi and Kentucky Fried Chicken, or was it whatever the things that he had in his cartoon. But by the end of the 90s, guys were doing deals with Reebok for, you know, the S. Carters, and they were having their own lines and, you know, looking more to MTV. Everybody had sold out, and that became the goal.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things that happened and flipped, and Jay-Z brought the player game into it. So, listen, September 10th, 2026 at the Stade de France, probably mispronouncing that, in Paris. October 23rd.
That's the one. That's the one.
At SoFi.
That is the one.
Thursday,
Hold
baby.
on.
Yes.
October 23rd.
October 23rd.
I'm just saying, that is a special day right there. So I'm just letting y'all know right now, I need them tickets, all right?
That
so
is your
everybody
birthday,
Come
Andy.
on now. That is an early birthday gift. I'm just putting it out there.
Put it out in the universe, and it shall respond. Look, so we know he's doing the 3 dates in New York in July at Yankee Stadium, right? So it's the 25th of the Blueprint and the 30th of Reasonable Doubt, and the added extra innings night. So hopefully we'll get a taste of all 3 in the show here. And I would not be surprised, baby, if we get more new music from Jay-Z. And I'm going to tell you what else I'm predicting. I think we're going to see the low-cut Caesar with the deep waves in July.
It's so funny. TMZ asked him that yesterday while he was walking out of a building signing autographs.
And what did he say?
And they kept asking him. And he was like, I don't want to seem rude. So he was like, but you just, what did he say? You have to wait for the magic.
So
that's what he said.
I'm telling you, Jay-Z is going to be coming out like it's 99 in July. Low-cut Caesar with the deep waves, Yankee hat, tilted. How about that? Tilted. I'm ready for it.
I don't think he cutting that hair off.
I think so.
It's too much of a journey.
Somebody threw out cornrows too, and he didn't respond.
See Jay in cornrows.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, mark my words. We're going to see Jay-Z drop it, and they're going to have Beyonce playing in the stadium. Low-cut Caesar with the deep waves. All right, when we come forward, we're going to get into this Amanda Seales story because she said that social media almost took her out. All that more on the other side.
I'm leaning on any intervening with the sound of my money machining. My cup runneth over with hundreds. I'm one of the best that have done it. 6 digits and running, y'all, and I don't want it. I got the Godfather flow, the Don Juan DeMarco. Swear to God, don't get it fucked up.
Taking up this time to give you a piece of my mind.
Cause you can't knock the hustle.
But do you think you are?
Down.
Baby, one day you'll be a star.
That scene out of state where I drop my sling.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're an African-American mom who is pregnant or have a baby under 6 months old, you deserve care that lifts, listens, and lasts. Black Infant Health is for you. It's a free program with individual support, group sessions, and resources to start your mothering journey. BIH makes space for moms and their families to create community. Learn more about the programs in Los Angeles County. Check us out at blackinfanthealth.org.
Hi, I'm Chris Holden, former California Assembly member, former Mayor of Pasadena, and CEO of LA Fire Justice. I've spent my career fighting for our communities. When I saw Edison celebrating $4.5 billion in profits while Eaton fire survivors struggle to make ends meet, it made me simultaneously sick and furious. Families and individuals are dealing with financial pressure, insurance delays, costly remediation, and the painful question of how to rebuild their lives, while the utility that caused the fire is paying its executives millions and is more profitable than ever. That's not justice, that's a disgrace. Join the lawsuit with LA Fire Justice to hold Edison accountable. We're here to help you, your family, and our community recover. Visit lafirejustice.com today to learn more about your eligibility and how to start.
Advertisement. Douglas Boxer, 221 East Walnut Street, Suite 100, Pasadena, California, 91101 is the attorney responsible for this ad.
LA Fire Justice is proud to sponsor Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. These are hard times for housing in America. Too many in our community face barriers to safe housing, behavioral health care, and affirming spaces for healing, particularly those impacted by poverty and stigma or incarceration. Rooted in South LA, Ahmad supports impacted communities through housing, wellness, and leadership development. Ahmad provides culturally responsive, peer-led support from transitional housing and mental health services to leadership development and youth empowerment. They offer safe, affirming houses for youth, transgender women, and formerly incarcerated individuals. Therapy and peer support with a focus on healing trauma in Black communities. HIV prevention and care, free testing, education, and wraparound services for whole person wellness. Standing in the gap with health, housing, and hope. Reach out to Ahmad Institute at 323-569-1610. That's 323-569-1610. Or visit amaad.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's a little hurtful that I can't just be confident in being with one person, that I gotta look over my shoulder. Looking at these girls on Instagram, and it's hard sometimes because I don't have all that they have. And sex has become my superpower. It's like sex is where I'm finding my worth. You know, that's the one thing that I know. I can make you keep coming back there at the end of the day.
Oh my.
Even if you don't really want me, I know you're gonna want that. In one way, it's empowering. In another way, it's sad. I feel moments of sadness knowing
Welcome
that,
in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. We're even giving you the interludes here, celebrating Black Music Month. That's from Jasmine Sullivan's album. Is that the talk show? Which one is that talk show? No. The album, Hotels.
I'm gonna have to check that out. That sounds juicy.
All of the interstitials in between the songs were a different woman giving her perspective or take of an experience, of a feeling, and then the song after kind of described that. So, yeah. So, having said that, we're going to get into Amanda Seales. Now, Amanda Seales is not everybody's cup of tea, right?
Right.
But she's human. She's incredibly sharp. She is funny. I've seen her comedy act.
She's a handful.
But there's a but coming. She can be problematic, right? And we know she is very vocal on social media, which allows people to, maybe at times respond to things that in real life might necessarily not be their business, or in a tone or a take that they perhaps wouldn't take in person. And so Amanda revealed, naturally on social media, that she previously, in around 2020, was experiencing suicidal thoughts. And whether people love her, disagree with her, or find her extremely complicated, it's one of those moments where, the internet has to kind of put the tomatoes down and just listen, for a second, because public confidence does not protect you from private crisis, right? We all have feelings and we all react. So let's take a listen to what she has to say.
Okay.
Y'all almost made me take my own life because you almost tricked me into thinking that I wasn't a likable broad and that I didn't deserve to live. You almost got me. Almost got me. It wasn't going to happen again. In 2020, I really, really, really thought I don't belong here. I mean, I'm not from here. And I really thought, okay, well, it's time to go. Anybody here who's ever had suicidal ideations knows that it's a very it's an out of body kind of experience, because there's like, it's like the angel and the shoulder on your the angel and the devil on your shoulder arguing, right? Because part of you is like, nah, like, you good, and the other part of you is like, it's not about you being good. This ain't good. This ain't good. This ain't good. You know, and sometimes it's like, yeah, it's time to go. I had again listened to my intuition when it said, you need to get a psychiatrist because you need to get on meds. And I could have ignored that and played into the social nonsense that tells you that that's not going to be something that you need to do because, you know, of, like, I remember I told a homegirl that I had to get on meds, and she was like, oh, you should have told me. I would have prayed for you so that you didn't have to. We're not homegirls anymore because that's the dumbest shit out. However, I know that I'm in Babylon. I know where I'm at. I'm in chaos. My soul is not meant to stay here forever, but while it is here in this space, in this particular part of this planet,
sometimes I hate the internet. I mean, it's just it's too much. Donald Trump, Stephen A. Smith, Amanda it's just too much. Shut up.
So this is the thing. You know, Amanda is a polarizing public figure, right? And she's built her public identity on being outspoken, politically engaged, and unafraid to challenge people. So if you take that type of public posture, audiences will assume that you're always strong, always certain, and equipped to absorb the feedback, right? And we know that's not how mental health works. Mm-hmm. So, you know, perhaps some feel she doesn't care about others' mental health when she does what she does. I don't know.
Right. But great point.
What I am saying, though, is that just in moments, if you are a comment rager, you know, just sometimes think in general.
But she doesn't.
Maybe not about Amanda specifically, but just in general, I think, you know, we all could be a tad, you know, a half a degree kinder.
And I also think that we can all hold a post. Like, you know, you might want to set it up, but, you know, give it 24 before you push send.
Facts.
Okay? So,
Facts.
Because think about that, the court of public opinion is real, and they're going to come after you. So maybe sometimes the posters should think about what they're posting and give it an overnight sleep.
100%. I think people go to the internet far too often with their problems, because what are we going to do? Nothing? Mm-hmm. Andy?
I think she needs to find some sort of spirituality. Whether it's God, whether it's Buddha, whether it's Allah. You know, I didn't like how she kind of dismissed her friend, talking about we're not friends anymore because she wanted to pray for you. Yeah. I think she needs to
That's wild.
I think she needs to tap within and find peace and happiness within, because this external world is not going to help you. And I think she's externally focused on the world, and that's why she's talking like that.
Right.
Urban Spinster says the flip-flop with Amanda publicly announcing she wasn't messing with meta platforms but never truly left is again going live on IG. She is a complicated individual, right? I don't think anyone, I shouldn't say anyone because people do all types of things, but the way that people are in her comments encouraging her to seek help, I don't think that she would have gotten the feedback she believes she would have. But maybe she was talking about in a prior time. I don't know.
Oh, so you're saying that people were kind to her in the comments?
Well, no. What I'm saying is people in the comments always tell her she needs some meds.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I think that if she had revealed sooner, not that she had to, just, hey, I'm taking meds, I don't think a bunch of people would have been like, why?
Well, let me tell you something Bishop Noel Jones used to tell us at the City of Refuge. He said, I don't care how good the sermon is. I don't care how good you feel. Take your medication.
Facts.
Whether it be for health, mental, or physical, take your medication.
These are facts, because the combination of them both is, you know, the answer lies between there. Don't just select one and neglect the other.
Right.
Okay, listen, I don't think that we'll have time to play the clip, but we'll just share it really quick. Luenell said that she would have walked out of Kevin Hart's roast over the lynching joke, and that the real conversation is not whether comedians can say anything, but how often black pain basically gets treated like a prop. And she said that, Kevin Hart said he didn't tell the joke. He doesn't understand why people are mad at him. People have been discussing it for a minute. Luenell was on with Carlos King, and she said that roasts aren't her thing and that she was invited but couldn't attend because of scheduling, and that she would have left if she had been in the room. But she also said that, Kevin Hart was just being himself.
Right.
I'll let you fill in what you think that means.
I think it's just what they say behind the bars. Stuff that's understood don't have to be explained.
Amen to that. Listen, you know what it is here. Facts, context, and culture. Thank you guys for locking in each and every Monday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. Miss Niele Anderson, please tell them where they can find you.
Niele LA, and then on Instagram, Niele Anderson, and then you can find out all the stuff that I'm doing, which is a whole lot of not posting.
Shade Room Live Thursday. She's a producer on that Black Press USA morning show, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. Pacific time, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And you're there when?
I am there on Friday mornings, bright and early. Excuse me. All right, listen, we got into a lot tonight, but we're okay, right? We're going to keep our energy high, our business to ourselves, and, a snack or two, because it's always helpful, at least to me. All right, coming up next is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason.
Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black Texas teen Carmelo Anthony has been sentenced to 35 years in prison after being convicted of murder. A jury found Anthony guilty Tuesday of stabbing and killing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf during a confrontation